everyone! I'm Zuzka, the Craftsy Penguin, and I hope your December is amazing. This is another video of my shortish 1x1 videos about the makes that I made before starting my YouTube channel. And today we are looking at something that I probably wouldn't make today. It is a quiet book. It is a crocheted quiet book, and for you who don't know, quiet book is a book for small children who can play with the stuff that is inside the book and don't need, any other inputs for that other than the parent probably looking through the book with them. And usually if they are made like this from fabric, they are sewn or even glued together and not crocheted. And this was a challenge for me, and I did this quite early in my crocheting journey, and I bought a pattern for this. And after I finished it, and even during the time that I was making it, I looked at some crocheted quiet books as finished pieces that were available online, and there were like only 2 or 3 of them at Etsy at that point, and they were super pricey. And after doing it, I absolutely understand why, because this was such an amount of work. I learned so much on this, but I would probably never make this again for anyone, because you really can't price the amount of work that goes into this. This was made separately, page by page, and then crocheted together, crocheted along the sides of the pages, and then crocheted together as a book with a little handle, no, not a handle, that strap. And it had a very nice written pattern with video examples and with pictures and all of that. Which I don't remember the price of, but it was not that expensive. But it was really detailed. It explained all of the techniques very well. I learned, how is it called, intarsia crochet on this, and the way to crochet to save on the yarn, and all of that. And what I was really happy about was that I only used yarns from my stash for this. So the light blue one, and you can see there is there is a spot on it that needs cleaning because a kiddo was playing with it. The light blue yarn is Alizabella. This was Batole from Vilnap, I believe. It's slightly fuzzy, the white one. The dark blue is also Alizabella. This was a remainder from a yarn cake from the passenger blanket, from the beach blanket. And yeah, this is a remainder of a very old Eva yarn from some Czech company, which my mom had for a top ages ago. All of that. So you can see there are some interesting parts of the book. The whale has a flipper and the tail that moves. The fox has ears that should even crinkle a bit, if you can hear that. There is this crinkly plastic wrap in it that I took from these fructose, how do you call them? Fruit sugar, dry haze. Yeah, so the tail moves and crinkles, and the bear can move his arms and can slide along the page on a strap. I made the straps a tiny bit too long for these. Also embroidering this, the white spots on the page. And yeah, there's this penguin, which again has the plastic wrap in it and has this little ice floe to stand on. And at the end there is an otter or a seal or something who can hold this little fish in his hands because there's a magnet in it. So I had to crochet around the magnet, which was fun. And yeah, last page is blank, and you're sometimes the patterns say to, you know, embroider the name of the kiddo on the blank page, but I didn't do that because I just didn't know if it would even you know, become favorite with my kiddos, and it didn't. Basically, they played with it a bit, and it lays now, you know, in the storage. But I'm quite happy about that because after all the work that I've put into this, it's kind of precious to me. One funny story joined to this was there are several of the just blue pages that are then decorated with embroidery and other stuff. So you're supposed to make several of them. And because it's a book, you need them to be all the same size, which, as you may know, is kind of an issue for me because my tension just keeps changing, and I was kind of rushing one of the pages and it turned, you know, smaller, visibly smaller than the other ones. So I had to rip it, and I was so sad about that. But yeah. In the end I managed and it worked, and I'm quite happy with that. It is an interesting project, interesting piece of work, and as I say, so much of work. So if someone is selling this for a cheap price, it's weird. And if someone is asking you to make this for them for free, maybe, or for, you know, small price, they're crazy. I had someone reach out to me because I have a short video about this on my channel. I had someone reach out to me and ask me to make it for them for, you know, fraction of the price that I would put on it. And I was like, look, there is a pattern and you can buy it, and if you have someone in the family who is willing to make it for you free or for cheap, ask them to do it, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna, because I would price this at like several thousand crowns because of the amount of hours you spent on this. So, but yeah, even though I say all of that about the Quiet Book, I really like it. It was an interesting project. It was a great pattern to follow. I learned a lot on this. And yeah, if you're a crocheter and you have some kids in your life who might appreciate this, who are maybe more able to concentrate on stuff like this than my kiddos, or who just like, you know, tiny plushies and all of that, consider making this. It's fun. It's great. But yeah, it just takes a lot of time and a lot of skill. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Have a great time. Enjoy crafting, enjoy creating, and enjoy the colors. Goodbye.